My name is Gandhi Jafta, and I'm a player at the Fidelity Titans. I started playing cricket through the Baker's Mini Cricket Program. That was what it was called at the time. And then from there, I joined the boys' cricket team at school. We didn't have a girls' cricket team. And a couple of years after that, I started playing provincial cricket for Border, for the under 19 team, and then later on their women's team. Yeah, and then moved over to Pretoria for varsity, which meant that I fell under Titans. So then I joined the Titans cricket team, and obviously in between all of that, playing SA schools and SA Merging Academy and the like. So the professionalization started last year. So this is about a full year in now.
And before that?
Well, before that, it was pretty amateur. It was not you weren't getting paid to play cricket. It was your passion paid. I've always wanted to play cricket. I don't think that it was something one could imagine that at some stage South African cricket would get to a point where women are paid to play cricket. I think when it came about, there was a genuine shock and a genuine happiness about it. But to say I anticipated that that's what it would be, that would be, I mean, that's a lie. Yes, yes. I studied straight out of high school, registered for an undergraduate in philosophy, politics, and economics at Tux, and then I've kept studying at Tux. After doing my PPE, I did an honors degree in statistics and data science, and then I recently finished my master's in advanced data analytics, and then now I'm currently doing my PhD in mathematical statistics. Um, yes and no. I think in the sense of being professional, both of them are very high demanding, high performing type of things. Obviously, if you get into a master's program, you move from a class of 1,000 in undergrad to about 10 of you now. So in that way of being very professional and very elite, it's the same. But in other times, it's completely different because cricket is outside, it's with your mates, and academia is a lot more of a self-driven kind of journey. I have tried to keep them as separate as possible. I don't think anyone is ever one thing. So it's nice to, when I leave Supersport Park, that another part of who I am as a person is allowed to come alive, which is a little bit more of a nerd. And so when I'm with my friends at cricket, if someone doesn't know that I study, they're like, if they hear I've studied, what, really, you? So it's just I keep them a little bit different because I like to express myself in different ways because I'm not the same thing in all of those environments. You can't come into a staff meeting, for example, at the university and go, "Come on, boys, let's do this." Or, "Come on, girls, let's do this." Whereas at cricket, I mean, that's completely acceptable. I've actually come to think about this question a lot because a lot of people always ask me, how do you balance lecturing, balance studying, balance playing cricket? And it's actually, for me, it's about, I've always um, maintained my simple pleasures. So the things that I enjoy doing, I've always maintained them. Some of them might get judged for. I love watching Real Housewives, for example. So I take time to do those things that I love. I love reading. So I go and I read fiction and I transport myself to another world. I watch Gilmore Girls and I do those things that give me joy consistently. I spend time with my family. I ask for videos of my like 1-year-old nephew, and those things keep me stable because they're consistent. And then I find time for the other things and compartmentalize and do what needs to be done for that specific thing. Like exam season is exam season, and then game day is game day. And when it's game day, I can't be thinking of formulas in my head. I've got to think about the game. So that also really helps. I think it's again that thing of restricting yourself to being one thing, and having just this one idea of who I am. I'm Gandhi and I enjoy playing cricket and I love playing cricket, but I'm not going to ignore the fact that I'm also academic. And everyone did dual career for about 12 years. And to say that out of nowhere, now I can't do it. When you were grade one to till matric, you were doing dual career. So out of nowhere to say that you can't do it is it's a bit disingenuous in my opinion. But to each their own. I'm not going to say how people should live their lives, but I think it's also about insurance and security for one's own life, because at 35 this chapter has a natural closure, and sometimes you become even more unlucky and terrible things happen, and maybe you hurt yourself and you can't play cricket again. You need that side hustle or side thing that you're going to come back to becoming. I can say I'm a statistician till I'm dead, but I mean, I was a cricketer is what's going to be said after 35. Absolutely. This is what I love. I love cricket. I love playing cricket. So as long as I'm studying and I've got the opportunity to do it, dual career is definitely the way to go. It's actually really been it's a very good experience. They're an incredible organization that genuinely cares about the players and genuinely wants to be there to represent the players and to make the player holistically put them in a better position, whether it's through their dual career programs, through their bursary programs, sorting us out, helping us understand contracts, etc. They're really good at playing their part in making our lives a little bit better. The gym program, not having to pay for gym and being able to go to any gym in the country, any Virgin Active in the country, great bonus. I'm going to sound like a bit of a broken record with the dual career thing, but I definitely think that to younger players, it would be to not get caught up in the web of professionalization and the so-called money that's there to get you, and to really invest in oneself by doing the dual career way. I'm 25 and I'm doing my PhD and I'm playing professional cricket. It is possible. It's not a situation where this thing is so completely like far and it's not far reached. It's at everyone's disposal if you're willing to put in the work. So I'd really encourage people to study, play cricket, and form themselves in a holistic way. It's so tricky because I think the reality is you can be 35 with an honors degree, or you can be 35 without an honors degree. Either way, you're going to be 35 and you're going to be retired. And it's natural to get caught up in excitement, to get caught up in almost this. It's a fantasy world that professional sport exists, and it's so different to every other day-to-day engagement that people have. But we're going to go back to that day-to-day engagement, so we might as well prepare ourselves for that, and to invest in something that is purely yours. Knowledge is purely yours. What I know is mine. No one can take that away. A contract can be taken away. Another person can become a better cricketer and take my place in the team. But the things I know, those are mine. That's my knowledge that I've accumulated. And I think that goes for a lifetime. Whereas the one is a little bit more temperamental than just getting the normal stuff in order. Definitely from a cricket point of view, I would love to play for the Proteas. I think anyone who plays cricket grows up with that ambition to represent their country. So from a cricket point of view, it's definitely to do that. From an academic point of view, it's to become Dr. Jafta, get the PhD, publish. Now I sound like a nerd. Publish or perish. And then just I've recently with starting to lecture at the varsity, I've realized that I love academia and I love teaching. So it would definitely to grow in that respect.